Hi. Hello. I'm invisible, but that's okay. I just don't feel like being on the screen. How's it going, everybody? Kaiju and Evie. What's up? What's up? We're doodling shit today. We're gonna be drawing shit. Lucas and Sailor Ellington, Matt the friend, everybody, all y'all people. Ooh, look at me, I'm a mouse. Oh my god, oh my god. Ugh. What the hell's this effing thing? Yeah, it's all good. All right. So, you guys might be like, what's Rob doing today? What's Rob drawing? What's he doing? I don't know. You don't know either. You don't know. Is it this guy? Probably not. It's probably not him. Was a zombie getting sucked in the background? Zombie getting sucked? Nah, man. That's old man Rob. That's me when I complain. Old man Rob right there. In case you wanted to zoom in on his mouth, there you go. There you go. On his pearly pink gums. He's an old man. And then there's you guys. The sea phantomones. All y'all guys being all like, grass! What are you gonna do? Oh no, we're complaining! Oh man! Most people probably clicked off the video at that point. Doesn't fucking matter! I'll tell you what does matter. This guy matters. We have to doodle him. He's got to... Remember that estimation? Remember that whole fucking thing? Next week. Probably. Didn't happen. Because I wanted to get lost in a thing. I gotta fucking turn this guy into something that actually animates and isn't just like going into here. I was like strapped for time. I didn't want to fucking draw anything like that would animate. So I just did as one fucking image. And that was it. You know, if it made this invisible, not even a tail! Not even a tail, Lucas! Your worst enemy is grass. You better step off the grass hate, dog. Because that grass did nothing to you, it's green and growing for you! The eye of pain. Everybody. Was old man Rob getting sucked? I don't know what you keep meaning by sucked, but, you know, he was complaining, as old man Rob does. Hi, unknown! Omniversal Zilla! What's up? Everybody, we're gonna be drawing this piece of shit. This little crabby little guy over here. I got it from the Does It Exist store because I don't have a Bloop costume. I draw it in there. I draw myself in one because people don't watch anything I do unless it's fucking Bloop related. It is very annoying. But you know, it is what it is. What is this creature called? Fucking BIOACCURATETHO El Gran Maha or something. That's as far as I understand it. I watched it once on a live stream. And, you know, I didn't really care beyond that point. So, that's just what I'm doing. I'll draw them legit later. I'm tired. You guys are seeing me draw it legit later. It right now is legit later. Ah! Where'd it go? It's over there. Whatever. Anyway. Right now is when it legit happens. There's El Gran Maha. He's gonna watch us. Over in the corner. Like, oh man, you're gonna draw my buddy! Ah! He's my little baby guy, bro, whatever he is to me. You'll find out in the cartoon. You're not gonna find out now, but once the cartoon's done, hopefully in like a week and a half or something. But like, it's gonna be fine! It's gonna be fine! Oh, buddy! That's what he fucking says. Adopt me, El Gran Maha. Alright, let's do this! Let's sign the adoption papers. Let's get you instated into the Maha family, you little krill, shrimp, hagfish, whatever you are, snotty little boy. You get Kleenex jumpsuit for you, because you just slimy all over. That's why I keep rubbing up against you, because I'm weird and I'm into weird things like that. Ah! That's gonna be the entire goddamn stream. The Doesn't Exist store is a very good store. It is. It is. Although I'll say everything in the Doesn't Exist store is way too expensive. It's just like, what the hell do these people think I am? Made of money? I'm not! I'm fucking not! Anyway, we gotta draw this guy. Like, it's a fine drawing, I guess. It's not amazing. I had a very passing like understanding of what this guy is, because I mean, if we just look at this Google search, right? What the fuck are we looking at? Not Godzilla, not any of these fucking. Yeah, I searched for BIOACCURATE El Gran Maha, right? This pops it. What the fuck is BIOACCURATE about this shit? This is a drawing. Yeah, it's my drawing, but I'm saying this has got to get better at, you know, picking out what the fuck is BIOACCURATE. You know? Because that ain't BIOACCURATE. That ain't anywhere close. In fact, I do my best to not give a shit about... So, like, yeah, you got these fucking stupid 4 things. And then he's got deep, like, weird little nipple tassels here. So his face has nipples or corks or something. Like it's this time of the month in his face all the time. These are eyes, I guess. Is that supposed to be an eye? I don't fucking remember. His teeth are stupid and long. He's got manta ray Flippy McDoos over here. I think I saw his tail in one of these things. So I'm not gonna fucking care. I'm not gonna... Yeah, here. This... I'm assuming this is the same thing. Use guy's little fucking butt sail. Or whatever the fuck. I mean, yeah. It works well enough. This is what we're gonna be using. Hey, Bobber, do I think I'll have time to do a 15-second animation? Before May 1st? Not super likely. It depends on what exactly you actually want. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna be working on this till the end of the month. Very likely. And again, it would depend on what the cartoon actually entails. Yeah. BIOACCURATE El Gran Maha is based off an extinct jawless fish. Okay. I don't remember a lot of the details. I just remember a lot of, like, the plot points being like, he's covered in slime and he's also poisonous and he's also this and he's also that and just blah, blah, blah. Just all this fucking shit. All of this fucking shit. Looks like the devilfish in the Halloween episode. A little bit. I mean, devilfish was very much based on, like, a devil ray. And I mean, he's got that kind of diamond shape to his body. So that's more or less what we're doing. Now, the thing about this mostly is that fucking, you know, like if we look at this guy and then we look at this guy, right? Like, you know, like it's fine. He doesn't have any shading. He needs to at least somewhat match laziness style with this guy. I'm not animating him, like, very much. Like, I'm thinking he'll have, like, eye expressions and maybe he'll be able to move his little diamond parts a little bit. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to animate this crap. Probably not. I mean, he's got to have his little face tampon strings or whatever. And, you know, just otherwise, you know, might do, like, because, you know, he doesn't really have, like, a mouth. He's just got all these fucking teeth, so, excuse me, he might have a little bit of something. I don't know. We'll figure it out, man. We're going to hit the ground running. They're called Conodonts, the extinct real-life version of the BIOACCURATE Maha. Okay. I think the Spinosaurus is a cool dinosaur. I mean, dinosaurs in general, they're neat. You know. I honestly have nothing to really add. They are of interest. They can be. Oh, baby. All right. You're gonna shut up with your nerd talk. You're fine. I just respond in the way that I feel I can. I'm not gonna act like I am gonna have, like, great insight on things that I haven't researched beforehand. But I do what I can. I do what I can. Okay, so now we have to doodle this shit up. We gotta start with blue. You were gonna do a quick video of Blue with VTuber Guraguar from Hollow Live that you mentioned earlier in a comment from months ago. Basically, her time in the agency is coming to an end on May 1st. It was an idea floating around your mind for a while and it seemed funny. I'm not 100% Gar. Is that like the anime shark girl or something? I don't really follow things of that nature. But you know, I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere, but would it be sufficed in like 15 seconds? I feel like if it was something where it was like, oh, there's more meat on that bone, I would want to dedicate more time, and like I need to get this out before the end of the month, so I'm just gonna say that. I don't know anything about it, but I seem to recall seeing that name at some point. And I don't know what you mean by her time in the agency is coming to an end. Like agency? Like is she is she just somebody that's quitting live streaming or something, or doing one of those things where it's like, you know, Duolingo where they killed the owl but then they didn't kill the owl, it was just for publicity, like that kind of thing? Like, I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities, and I don't know which one's which. Not that it not that it matters. It is all good. All the same. So, yeah. Okay. So, like, I don't know. Are these both supposed to be eyeballs? Like, is that... they're the same color. Does he have, like, armpit eyes? Is that what I'm looking at here? Or what? Is that even in the... stop, you fucking... yeah, it's in the thing. Stop it! Damn it. Alright. So I'm assuming that that's supposed to be an eye, and that's supposed to be an eye, and that his face tentacle is clipping into his skin because the guy is great at 3D. I know that's supposed to be his little throat or something, so he's got an eyeball in his armpit and a fucking breathing hole in his armpit, and you know, just everything. I don't know. I'm gonna... okay, so it is supposed to have 4 eyes. It's a fucking nerd. Yeah. Basically, she's graduating, which is a term for retiring from activities from the HoloLive agency. Her final stream as a Shark Girl will be on May 1st. I don't know what the fuck HoloLive is supposed to be. I guess it's a game of some kind. Okay, so I guess if he has supposed to have 4 eyes, because clearly I didn't give him 4 eyes here. Although maybe it's supposed to be in his armpit there, so I need to be mindful of that. Okay. So if we're doing this, I need to make that thinner. Okay, so and then well, this is kind of more flat. We'll do something like this, and then but okay. All right. And then keep his little cleft butt chin thing. He's got these 2 little things, and where the fuck these little tampon things are. Alright. Alright. You do not know what I want to... if you ask any questions... I mean the guy that I'm drawing. Yeah, I'm just blurting out things as they pop up. You're sad you have to go soon because you're going somewhere you don't know where. Well, Evie, I hope that you achieve what you're setting out to achieve wherever it is you're going. And, you know, safe travels. Or whatever it is you're doing. Yeah. Okay, so this a little further down there. This is to be like so. Well, that's fine if I don't understand what you're talking about. It was just an idea. Yeah, yeah. I'm sure that there's potential if I understood it, and if I had like legitimate time for it. I'll tell you, you guys with all your random things, the freebie requests everybody always has, keeps me quite busy. Kind of annoying, but so long as people keep watching, I really can't complain too much. You know, I still will. It's what I do. All the same. Your turkey, Timmy, got attacked today, but she's okay. Well, Glaz World, I'm glad that your turkey is okay. Bobert-Rob, you suggest me to not look it up because the entirety of VTuber career is pretty scummy and centered around draining money. Uh-huh. Okay. I just, you know. I'll just never personally understand any of it. But granted, I do like to do the cartoon streams, but obviously not like anime girl aesthetic kind of things, because, I mean, I just don't really get it. Okay. So he's got an eye here, and he's supposed to have another eye here? In his armpit? I guess? Alright, so I guess this will be his front fin here, so it'd be like, eh. Right. Okay, and then that'll be like the bottom there. I get, okay, and so his breathing hole will have to be here. Right, right. Yo, Wobkus, how's it going? You enjoy the videos and you don't really care if I decide to take a break. You know, people like to be like that, but I am trying to do this for a living. And I've been kind of successful lately in that respect, so I'm gonna just keep going and keep doing it because that's, you know, in my interest. You know, I will always be annoyed with like the fact that, you know, people don't watch anything that I do. They only watch specifically what they want out of me anyway. That much is pretty lame. But this is life. It is certainly not something that is unique to what I do. Okay, so he's just supposed to be really effing long. He's got a little crack there, and then that back there. He's got a really fucking long, boring body. So something like that, and there's just, and then something like that. Yeah. More or less. Okay, so it looks like I'll be able to be lazy with this one. Just for the sheer fact that, although actually now that I think about it, I should make the rest of his head his torso, so like this part here. So this could be its own thing, and then this is down around here. And then the mouth and stuff can stay there. The head hole here. We can erase that part. Yeah. And so the head becomes this, where this eye is going to be there. Go ahead and move the eye a little bit over here. You have a big test later. You have a big test too. You don't know what attack you. Sadly, you might have to go because you have a big test tomorrow. And thank you for coming back or caring about the turkey. Yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good. I hope that you have good tidings on your test. Guys, stop. Dogs, stop it. Okay. That's stop it. Make sure to watch the the next video, this one, I've only just now like started working on it, so you know it'd be nice to have it done by Sunday, but obviously that's not looking likely considering it's already Tuesday. But you know it's a pretty simple script compared to the last one. BIOACCURATETHO. So this is going to be a majority of, like, what I'm going to need to do for this cartoon that's, like, brand new. There's not much else to it. It's just him and Maha kind of talking. In short, anime 3D girl host stream, plays game. I exaggerate. I know what... I know what a VTuber is and what they generally does. What they generally do. I don't follow the actual, like, channel-specific nonsense. Like I that's not I could give a fuck less about that. Not to say that like I don't care about the topic you're saying. I'm saying I don't follow that kind of content. It's not really my thing. You know, listening to some girl with a anime aesthetic thing fucking, you know, horny bait a bunch of randos for money is just, it's just dumb. You know, I mean, but that's just me. That's just how I see it, and it's fine. It's a bit much. Okay, puppies, you good? We good, puppies? Hope so. What an interesting newspaper title, right? Thanks, but just call you Evie. Oh, okay. My dog is... Yep, gaming. My dog was barking. It's what they do. The only VTuber you like is Face Stealer. Cool. Oh, chill. You're fine. We survived. It's all good. Thank you for keeping us alive, Bears. Appreciate it. Thank you. It took a lot of hard work, but we survived by the skin of our teeth. Yeah. And I mean, I know that people could consider what I do to be VTubing, but I don't specifically just play games while doing it. It's mostly just, I animate using this stuff. And sometimes I do it in character, and like beyond that, you know, nobody is fucking fooled by anything, and certainly nobody gives me fucking money for it. That's for damn sure. So, there is always that. Needless to say, the only physical fight we've seen was Bloop versus Don. I don't get why we don't see more in the Bobert-Rob universe. There have been a couple. You know, Bloop versus Ninja was technically a physical fight, even though it was just throwing ninja stars. There was damage. Not to mention Bloop fighting against the Organism 46B. That was a thing. I mean, it was a very one-sided fight, but it was still a fight. And I mean, you know, I don't regularly do fights because it's just... It takes a fucking ton of work to do that, and I'm not interested in wasting a bunch of time for shit that, you know... It took me a long ass time. It took me a long ass time to do that Megalodon fight, and just it was not worth it in the end. Not to mention, I'm again just not very interested in the whole fighting for the sake of fighting. Like, it's funny to a point, but like not that funny. It's not funny enough for me to do it regularly. You know, I'd be fine with doing fight. Also, Godzilla versus Bloop was technically a fight, even if it was a joke fight. Like, all of the fights that I do are joke fights. Like, the fight with Megalodon and Bloop, that itself was a joke fight. It didn't even have a, like, satisfying conclusion. They just fought for a while. And then they both got tired at the end. Like, that really doesn't count. You know what I mean? It's not a knockdown, drag-out, brawl thing like fucking Dragon Ball Z or some shit. Like, you know, I don't take this shit seriously, and neither should anybody else that watches. It's not really, it's not important, I feel. Make Meg come back. I mean, Meg hasn't been gone for very long. There have been characters that have been gone for much longer. Okay. I'm trying to think of exactly how I want to do this, because, like... Okay. Okay, so this will be on the bottom here. I'm going to have to do this head in, like, pieces. So, okay. Okay, front, face, tentacles, and then... Let's see, back, face, tentacles, yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna want to be able to animate these a little bit, I think. And technically, the fucking Leviathan thing, Bloop versus Reaper, that was sort of a thing. Again, not a knockdown, drag-out thing, but, like, I'm not really interested in knockdown, drag-out things. You know, there's a little bit of action, enough to tell the joke, and then beyond that, you know, I just kind of move on. There is plenty of action in the series, but it will never be anything other than, you know, a joke, because that's what this is. Although I will say, going forward, if I do more fight sequences, they're going to almost exclusively be in 3D, because drawing all these characters from all these angles for, like, one shot is just not interesting. But also, animating 2D fights where the angle doesn't change is also not interesting. So the concession there being that, like, if I do any more, like, you know, knockdown, drag-out fights, they will have to be in 3D. I've got a couple planned, but, like, I haven't gotten around to it because I haven't been doing the canon storyline for a while. Because people don't fucking watch that. So, you know. It just is what it is! You know, it's early, but how is BIOACCURATETHO gonna talk, or are you gonna animate his mouth? If you mean visually, his teeth will probably wiggle, but I'm not gonna, because, like, again, looking at these teeth, there's no real reason why he would move his mouth much. Like, he'll probably have, like, a woo mouth, you know, where, like, his mouth is a little more narrow for the woo sounds, and then, like, maybe his mouth will be, like, a little bit wider for some other things. And maybe I'll, like, lazily tween it around. But the thing is, I'm doing this in the lazier style because I don't plan on doing this character more than for just this one cartoon. This cartoon is going to be his one and done kind of thing. Granted, maybe he'll show up again with BioAccurate Bloop later, but, like, I don't plan on him being a regular. You guys will see in the full cartoon why. But there's no plans of making this a regular character. Frankly, there wasn't a plan on making BioAccurate Bloop a regular character either. But, like, I have a feeling he's going to probably stick around a little bit more because of the implications of him being, you know, Bloop's kid or whatever. But otherwise, I don't see him sticking around. This one especially. I've got his voice already figured out. But, you know, beyond that... Give me there. Okay. The Grand Mahjong is a very cool character. Search hagfish on Google to understand why his teeth are the way they are. I just not like I'm trying to understand things. I'm just, you know. I just look at different things and I, you know, come up with what jokes I do and move on from that. You know, as far as the joke is concerned, that's as far as I want to take it. Any of this stuff. Okay. And frankly, I wasn't wanting to do this character at all. But, obviously, a lot of people seemed interested. And then when I watched the video, I was able to come up with something comedy-wise. So I was like, okay, fuck it. We'll do one fucking video and then we're moving on. Because SCP-169 does need to, you know... He's got an entire trilogy scripted out and I haven't had the time to finish that. And people on TikTok liked him at least, so I've got to at least do one more of those cartoons to see if maybe the second one will do better on YouTube, because you guys just absolutely fucking did not show up for that video. It was very disheartening. Not you specifically, because obviously you guys are here now, and if you guys are here now, then you guys are just regular viewers. But a majority of the YouTube audience that I have did not fucking show up for that video, which is really annoying. So TikTok pulled that one out of the fire for you guys. You guys better appreciate TikTok for that, because, you know, if it wasn't for them, he would have... I would have put him on that bus! Gargi meets 169. That's literally what the second episode is. That literally is what the... Yeah, that one's already scripted, it's voice acted, it's all done. But I took this BioAccurate break, and it's taken a little longer for me to get through it. You know, I probably would have been halfway done to animating that one by now if it wasn't for, you know, the Maha thing and then everybody responding in the way they did to me in the way that I say Ocelot and, you know, wanting to do that cartoon. So I can finally put this shit to bed and fucking move on. It's like, yeah, I pronounce it that way because of research that I did. So fucking what? Axolotl sounds fucking stupid. I'm not just somebody that fucking accepts things. I do the research and I make an informed decision. That's how that shit works. I don't care if I don't care if nobody else agrees with me, but if you're gonna sit there and fucking call me wrong, bitch, I'm gonna show you my notes in a cartoon form, baby. Yeah, that's how it fucking is. It's been a lot of Gargi content over the past few months. People keep showing up for it. Yeah. And then Anthomnia fucking asked me out of nowhere. It's like, dude, I've been watching your Gargi stuff. Could you do a video like promoting the U2's figure I got going on? And I'm like, okay, sure. I don't fucking care. like, it's one of those live stream guys that, you know, plays the game and does their color commentary of it or whatever. And, you know, he's fairly popular from my understanding. It's just like, all right, that's fine. You know. He's like, dog, thanks. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. I mean, you know, the idea wrote itself, and it was simple as hell to fucking animate, so fuck it. Why not? I will say Gargi showing up as often as he does right now is mostly because of the lazier style that I'm doing with this. Like, if it wasn't for if I was still trying to do things like strictly, you know, like by the storyline, he would not be popping back up nearly as often. It's because I've stopped giving a fuck about the fucking storyline that I'm just like, fuck it, okay, fine, whatever. They all just hang out in the ocean in this B plot of a storyline. You know, that kind of thing. Otherwise, yeah, Gargi would still be fucking, you know, grumpy as shit and nothing else would happen. Also notice that, like, it's Gargi showing up by himself. It's not like Gargi with the other fucking Leviathans or nothing. Like, it's literally just Gargi is the most popular Leviathan, so he's the only one that I'm covering in the non-canon, lazier storyline. Like, that's as far as that thought goes. It's literally a space for me to, like, bring back characters that, like, in a way that, like, I don't have to be, like, you know, fielding questions for people to be like, oh, but that character left, that character's mad, this character's dead, this and that and the other, blah, blah, blah. I can just do whatever the fuck I want and not give a shit. You know? I mean, literally, I did that because I wanted to do, you know, Sea Eater without having to fucking go through the implications of such a big monster being around and blah, 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 and how do you explain this and how do you explain that? It's like, you motherfuckers keep asking for these goddamn things that fucking don't make any goddamn sense. Then you want me to make sense of it. Fuck that. If I want to do this for like comedy, I'm not gonna fucking, you know, try and explain away all of this bullshit that people keep fucking, like, throwing at my doorstep and be like, explain that! You're doing what I want, but, like, now figure out a way that makes it possible. It's like, fuck you, no. It's a joke. All of this is a joke. That's all it ever is. It's all it's going to be. If you expect this to be, like, a sound, logical fucking, you know, diatribe of fucking bullshit, like, you have got another thing coming. This shit is just not realistic, and you guys have to really temper your expectations better. Just saying! And this isn't to say that I've abandoned the canon storyline, because, like, I do still, on occasion, go back to the canon storyline. It's just, I can't do the major implication bits of the storyline until I get more regular viewers for it. And it hasn't happened yet. So I'm just kind of taking a very long extended break from it and just saying, fuck it, all people want are the jokes. And I mean, that's really where my, you know, that's where my expertise lies, is in just fucking nonsense humor anyway. So fuck it. Bug it. You don't even know if you'll ever finish the actual Leviathan plot. It's just too expensive for you. So feel free to keep using Gargi for whatever plot you want. I mean, it's legitimately not like you could do anything regardless. It's parody. It's interpretation. It's whatever it is. You know, no disrespect, but it's literally like a character from a fucking game mod, and it's just, you know. I do what the fans want me to do, like, to a point. I don't have to be happy with it, but I mean, as long as it keeps viewers coming back, I really honestly don't care. And in regards to the plot line and the commissions that you gave me, you know, that's all fine. You do you. But, you know, everything I do is because I'm doing it. Because I'm, I don't know, trying to make things people want to see. Regardless of how it starts, I continue it in the way that works. Whether that means continuing on a storyline or it doesn't, or whatever. You know, animation's expensive. It just is. And getting what you got at the price that you got it was absolutely fucking insane. Like, you go to any other animator with those price points, you'll get laughed out of the fucking room. And it just, you know, you have to understand that. Like, I was doing myself a disservice by accepting that, but at the same time, it's just like, you know, fuck it, whatever. I honestly don't care. But, again, that is literally like any other animator would have laughed you out of the room. Yeah, I'm getting a little... I will say I'm definitely lost in regards to the chat. You'd never accept the true name of any other sea creature in your universe because you don't respect Dawn, Goblin Shark, and Helicoprian? I'm not... Yeah, I'm certainly not following anything that's being said in the chat right now. I don't know if you guys are doing that that thing where you guys just sit around and do your role plays or whatever. But I don't know. It is what it is. All right. Okay, so I think that's... Oh, I need the mouth. Which includes a god-awful amount of teeth. Which... It's like, I like this mouth, frankly. I'm probably just going to redo it, because, like, I, honestly, God, can't make heads or tails of what the fuck all this shit is. Like, you have teeth on either side, I guess, and then I have no idea what the fuck's going on here in the middle. Like, at all. You just sometimes put what you're thinking in chat. Okay? There's a lot of random little thoughts, and I'm just kind of a little lost. But then I'm not sure I want to be found. Okay, so from this angle, I guess there's supposed to be teeth going up the middle. It's like, this image, I can't really... I guess this is just like a single line of teeth, and then either side has like a hair, like a fucking curved teeth on either side, and then there's like one mohawk row of teeth in the... Like, I don't know why the fuck this is even remotely fucking... Ugh. I don't know. I'm just gonna do a bunch of curvy teeth and call it a day. 'Cause I just do not fucking care, honestly. L. Fran Mahjong? Make layers of teeth. That's what it shows. I mean, just like, I can't make her heads or tails of it. Hi, Lucas! I don't speak... I'm going to assume that's Russian. I don't really know. But hi. Hello. I'm not trying to insult you. I do not understand what you're saying. Which, I mean, you know. Hopefully you're good. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck he needs this many teeth, or, you know, because, like, I don't know. Yeah, I think this works well enough. I really kind of don't care. It's not like I'm wanting to animate this, like, you know, super intrinsically. I'm not trying to, like, be like, oh my god, look at me and how complicated this is. Like, it's another thing about the lazier style. And yeah, you're fine. Like, yeah. So why not ask Bloop why he is so big? Because he keeps eating, I guess. Don't you know El Fran Mahjong is El Grand Maha's cousin from the Atlantic Ocean and also the girlfriend of Cthulhu? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't know that. I have no way of knowing that. Good sir. Person. Okay. That is fine for a mouth that I'm gonna draw maybe 3 or 4 of. We're not gonna do eyebrows. We'll do all the emoting there. Okay. That should be sufficient. Alright. Okay. Okay. Clearly this has to be on the tippy top. Alright. Jokes on a comedy channel? You get out of here! Have I ever cut my finger and forgot what to do in that situation? Band-aids. I'm not sure why I would forget what to do in this situation. It's just, you get a Band-aid or you use some, use some stuff, man. Liquid bandage. Make a tourniquet for your finger. Or whatever. Okay, I'm doing the woo mouth now. Alright. So woo. Okay, and then this I guess will be like an ah mouth. Like his teeth are kind of, well, this should be a little forward. I will say the voice that I gave this character is really fucking annoying. But, like, I kind of love it for that reason. You guys will find out when it comes out. But still, you drink the blood. Sorry, Bobert-Rob, for saying random stuff. Just to get me confused. Don't worry about it. You're good. As long as you guys understand that, like, I'm not going to know what the fuck you're talking about. At all. As long as we have that understanding, go nuts. Okay, woo. Let's do one more. Okay. Another ad. Oh shit, does it sound like Goblin Shark? He sounds really fucking annoying. Goblin Shark sounds tame in comparison. All things considered, I would say. I mean, you know, I do the Gilbert Gottfried thing for Goblin Shark. And I've grown so accustomed to that, like, it just sounds normal to me. But, yeah, this character is, like, especially annoying for me to do personally. Like, maybe it's less annoying to listen to for you guys, but there's a lot of breathier elements to it, and, you know. I always try to picture the character talking, like, with their bizarre mouths and stuff, like the way that their mouth is set up. So, I mean, you can picture how this guy would talk with a mouthful of teeth, and you're probably not far. Okay. And fix a couple of these. Frames. They're like a crazy woman voice. Not exactly. I recorded the dialogue a couple weeks ago, otherwise I would try to do it now, but I'm kind of out of practice. I go through spells where I do the dialogue, and then, you know, I take a couple weeks off, you know, when I have enough, like, built up, and then I have to get back into it again. Your match's voice along the lines of half you guys are the probably not too far off. Okay, let's do like an F mouth. which means that he's basically sucking his teeth in more. Okay, what other things? Is it the voice of an old lady who smoked for 40 years? I mean, you'll find out in roughly a week, so I mean, I wouldn't really, I wouldn't think too hard about it. Just imagine a bunch of really annoying fucking teeth being shoved into somebody's mouth and trying to talk. You're gonna doom scroll, wish you luck, you may never come back. Unknown, I wish you luck. 10 times annoying to me. Yeah, because, like, I have to voice it. And, you know, it's, like, damaging to the throat. A little bit. Okay, so I guess we could do we have be like these teeth are, well, these teeth are, they're down, and then the middle teeth are up to try and have that. Yeah, I was saying, oh, I'm not gonna lip sync him, and then now I'm figuring out ways to fucking do it, and I'm killing myself with this shit. It's like, I'm supposed to be getting lazier with these cartoons. Like, not... Like, what the fuck, Rob? Okay. That's it, I don't care. Alright. That's, frankly, much more than I need to have on here. Alright. Oh. Fill you in. Name Elliot Grand Maha? Maybe. Normally I don't try to give these characters, like, legitimate names unless I absolutely have to. You know, that's why I only have one of every species in here. Because otherwise I have to fucking come up with fucking different names and shit. Just, I'm not the best at naming. You know. I mean, there's obviously the recurring joke that each of these characters has a really fucking shitty name. And that's mostly because I'm just bad at names. And also, I imagine that, like, creatures would not have a penchant for giving themselves names. Like, they wouldn't care they're monsters. Or animals, or whatever. You know, like, Sunfish is the only sunfish that shows up, so she doesn't need a name. You know, in the series. Like, there's obviously other sunfish in there, but, like, they don't show up in the cartoon, so I don't have to worry about it. Nobody has to worry about it. Hey! Sullyman Celine, or whatever. Hi. You randomly woke up in the middle of the night and saw us streaming. Cool. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. If you made it, you wait. If I made it, I would make it have braces. Yeah, like if I wanted to go that far. But again, I don't want this to be a recurring character. I mean, you know, every time that you guys are like, you gotta do this character, come on, do this character, and then I begrudgingly add it, there are very large concessions towards my inclusion of it, and usually one of those things being that it has to be really, you know, what's the word for it? Temporary. Like, I'm not gonna spend the rest of my life doing one stupid fucking, you know, request or whatever the fuck, like, you know, there's a lot of different, a lot of people want a lot of different things, and I can't make one person happy. I have to try and make everybody happy. So, this is my way of making as many people as I can happy. But then who's making me happy? And then it's just like, there's a lot of things I wish I could fucking do. But because I'm spending all my time making you motherfuckers happy, nothing I can, like, I can't do shit that, like, I can't follow where my interest takes me half the time. Half the time it's like, ooh, I came up with a good idea, and then I make it, and then the cartoon flops. And it's like, god damn it again! You motherfuckers, this is in your fucking wheelhouse, why aren't you watching? But I just have to roll with the punches and keep going. I don't really have much time for that. I just have to do what I can to vent, voice my frustrations, and move on, because the shit don't stop for nobody. It don't stop. Gotta find that happy medium. Happy medium. No super sizes. No tiny little shot glasses. Happy medium. Happy medium. And yeah, no, people love begging. And unfortunately, I inspire more begging because I cave sometimes. And they think, maybe you'll cave to me, then I can feel important for once in my life. And it's like, fucking stop wording it like that. Stop being like that. You want something to happen, make it happen. Your own two hands. Stop expecting somebody else to foot the bill for your desires. Make it happen for yourself. It's not fucking hard. Because half the time, people ask for shit, they don't show back up. Afterwards. And it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? You do good Blender models and animations for free if I need 3D animation. Shadow VR, I do 3D animations myself, man. And like, there would be, you know, a fair bit of like in between. What I mean by that is, you know, my style and your style would be very likely not anywhere close to each other. And I wouldn't want to do the whole do free animations for me thing because I would feel terrible about that. Because again, animators are a very underappreciated group. I don't want people to work with me or for me or whatever without being paid. And I don't have money to pay people. So, yeah, like, thanks for the thought. But, like, you know, if you want to make things happen on your own, feel free on your own channel in your own time, whatever. You know, I'm fine with inspiring people. But, like, insofar as, like, having, like, a thing where, like, a bunch of people work for me just for props or whatever, like, I just, you know, that would feel too much like me taking advantage of someone else. And, you know, I feel myself getting taken advantage of enough. I don't want that to happen to anybody else on my watch. I was just saying. There's like a fair bit of ownership that comes with it too. Like, I own my own efforts. So if something is wrong or is like bad, I know that I can personally take it because I've got enough experience on my hand. I have enough experience to know that, like, I know where my limits are, and I don't want other people to be like, I made something for Rob and it's great, but somebody in the comments was a bitch about it, and now I feel worse in you know, comparison. It's like, nah, I would rather that not be a thing either. You know, there's a lot of ways you can slice it. Those are just some of the thoughts that come to my mind. My most popular video was good, but now your new videos are getting dropped like a baby at the age of 2. Matt the Friend, I'm not sure what you're referring to. I generally go through periods where I have like a popular video or two, and then, you know, I get underserved a lot. Mostly because I produce a shit ton of fucking animations. I can't just stop, rest on my laurels. I can't just be like, well, I made one good thing. Time to sit back and suck on daiquiris. Like, that's not how this shit works. First of all, and second of all, the algorithm will forget you if you don't put shit out. And clearly I can make shit happen very fucking fast. You know, it just is what it is, man. It just is what it is. And I would just say, you know, I don't even know what you're referring to because, like, are you talking about fucking Sea Eater? Are you talking about the first episode of Bloop Diet? Are you talking about, like, there's been a number of times that, like, I've quote unquote gone viral or didn't go, you know, whatever. Like, it's a cycle that never really fucking stops. Like, there are several videos on the channel now that do well, and then, you know, dozens of cartoons afterwards are, like, you know, they hit the teens. You know, like, 5,000, 10,000 views, and, like, you know, the couple ones before were, like, you know, a couple 100,000 and whatever the fuck. Suleiman, I vaguely recall your icon, I think. But, like, people shouldn't really try and get me to, like, remember them based on such things because I could be misremembering you. And also, anybody on YouTube can, you know, they can change their fucking username. They can change their icon. They can change their title. The name, you know. These things are all very easy to change. And so I don't really commit things like that to memory. I don't, you know. I'm glad that you're here. And I'm glad that you have stuck around for however long you did. It's a bit unrealistic to say, hey, Rob, you remember me now? Okay, see you later. 5 months from now, I'm going to ask you if you remember me again. Constant cognitive tests, like, that's not how this works, guys. You know, absolutely, you know, no shade being thrown to anybody who has any kind of expectations. I'm just saying, like, set your stuff realistically. I don't want you to get butthurt or get upset or whatever because I'm not responding in the exact way because you're trying to, like, dictate your importance on whether or not some random guy making a cartoon and editing anchor points on a fucking drawing that doesn't fucking matter whether they remember you or have, like, specific memories of you or whatever. You know, it's not a very healthy precedent to set for yourself. I'm just saying. You know, I do my best. I do my best. Here's your latest comment. I know the drill. Thanks for 9-1. Okay, yeah, I do vaguely recall that. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, you're that person. Cool. Neat. I'll say that, like, not being able to pronounce your name is kind of bugging me. But that's less a thing of, like, oh, man, I'm going to remember you for that. And more going to be a thing, like, I'm going to be afraid to say your name because I'm going to say it wrong. Because you have that weird smiley face you, and as much as I try to do research on this shit beforehand, I don't speak other languages other than English. I do what I can. But, like, yeah, I don't know. Also, yes, the ads are aggressive because the people that watch these streams, they don't donate money. So, like, I've got to make this worth my while somehow. So, yeah, I do a little bit of advertising. Sorry. I personally have a YouTube premium account, so I don't see ads anyway myself on other people's things or whatever. Not shade against people who can't afford it. I'm just saying there are options. Not even saying it's worth it. It's worth it to me. But you know, it's all good. Oh, you're another you're a Turkish viewer. That I think Barat is also a Turkish viewer. He's somebody who's been active in the chat lately, or active on the channel. I mean, stop editing anchor points, Rob. Okay. I get fucking lost doing that shit. Okay. Now we need eyes. Bobert-Rob, when did we get bloop diet? When will we get? You've had some in the past. It usually just depends on how much time I have to animate. Lately, I haven't had much time to animate anything, because, like, by the time I'm done with one cartoon, I'm working on the next. I've already released, like, you know, I released that cartoon a couple of days ago. Or, no, Friday. I released it Friday. Before that was BIOACCURATE El Gran Maha. No, it was BIOACCURATE Bloop. And that was at the end of last month. That does not fucking feel like almost an entire month ago. But it was! Everything that I make just takes longer and longer to make. Which is really annoying, because, like, I've got, like, 50 ideas for things I want to do. And it doesn't help that each cartoon's taking longer to make. So, you know, I don't really have time to, like, have, like, you know, after the fact, like, jokes and stuff. Being like, oh, this is when they flubbed! This is when they flubbed! Oh, man! Remember that time that somebody, you know, slipped and fell and landed on a dick or whatever? I mean, you know, I've done, like, verbal, like, bloopers and stuff. Like, I've had, like, 2 or 3 cartoons that were bloopers, but I don't have time to do any new ones. Okay, so we got half lid, upturn, which I don't think... Oh, he needs pissed. I'm trying to think ahead, because, like, I haven't read the script in a couple of weeks. And it's all recorded and done, and I don't have to worry about that, but, like, usually it's a good idea to have the script in mind while you're, like, drawing up animation cells for it. This doesn't look like shit. I don't like it. Technical difficulties, everybody! Ugh! He doesn't make separate cartoons for shorts. Right! One question, how many frames do you animate normally for each short? How many frames? I don't do frame by frame animation. I will say I do stuff like this where it's like separate graphics, like, you know, like normal eye, half lid, upturn, wide eye, angry. I guess this is confused, worried. And then I just change the frames based on whatever's going on. Sometimes I'll add frames in between to make it more smooth. Excuse me, but it's not like a... God. Excuse me. Oh, God. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I apologize. But it's not a frame-by-frame thing. If it was frame-by-frame, I wouldn't get more than 1 or 2 cartoons out a year. To be able to get the kind of stuff done at the rate that I get them done, I can't put that much effort into it. Something like that. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'll probably end up redrawing these. I'm just kind of winging it over here. Because again, I haven't read the script in a while. And that's troubling. It's not the best. But you know, it is what it is. Gotta do what you can do while you can do it. Because once you can't do it, you're gonna be like, man, I wish I'd done more. Man. But you know, yeah, tween power. Yeah! For a second I thought you meant like, you know, like tween, like teen weens or... Actually, I don't know what I was saying. Or what I was insinuating. Tween? Tween? I don't fucking remember what the hell that even means. Or what I'm even referring to. Just give up, Rob, give up. It doesn't matter. This sentence is... This thought is stupid. This thought is going nowhere. The sun is exploding or something. Goblin Shark music video didn't do very well, but it was fun to make. And that's all that matters, is that I had fun making it. And a couple of people enjoyed watching it. But then people come at me later, it's like, these cartoons aren't as popular as your other ones! Man, you fell off! And then you just want to shove your fist up their fucking ass, because it's like, dude, fuck off. I'm sorry that I keep trying for different things. So sorry. Yeah, I apologize that I can't retain popularity with every fucking thing I do. It's not like I'm not fucking trying over here. It's not like the things I make aren't fucking high quality. I just don't have a fucking mindless audience. I've got an audience that likes to sit here and bitch about things, and then when they don't get fucking catered to, they evaporate like a fart in the fucking wind. Can I do anything about that? Hell no. You know, I do what I can. What I can is not much. I ain't gonna let it get me down. But it is what it is. This ain't a fucking math equation. That's for damn sure. I'm not gonna just be like, oh yes, X over B and Y equals MX plus C. You know, this is why people don't like me. Like, that's not how it works, guys. Everything in life is a chance. Some people are just really fucking lucky. Some people work like hell to have a couple of things work out right and everything else sucks. And some people are Robert Winchester, where they just do their best. And whether they're lucky or not, they have to continue fucking working and continue pushing themselves. Because if he doesn't, then he's not going to get anywhere. The second I stop doing, I stop living, I stop breathing, I stop being alive, I stop whatever. You know? I scream because I exist. Do I have voice actors or all the voices are me? I do like 95% of the voices in these cartoons. You can I feel you can clearly tell which ones are not me. You know, and the voice credits obviously are a pretty good indicator of which ones are which, you know. Megalodon is voiced by my little brother. We're both fully adult men, but, you know, voiced by my little bro. The Sunfish is obviously a buddy of mine, you know, a lady. Breakfish is somebody else. You know, there's a number of characters that are, you know, voiced by other people. Okay. So I will say, if this is kind of a question because, like, you're like, I want to be in an episode, you're gonna need to stop yourself, because I do definitely there's a fair bit of quality control when it comes to this. Like, A, I have to know that, like, you're in it for the long haul, and B, you know, you have to know how to act and have a decent recording setup. And I'm not always actively looking for people to, like, do voice work and stuff, because, again, I feel bad because I can't, like, I can't guarantee anything. I can't guarantee that, you know, this video will get this much viewership. I can't guarantee that. I can't pay anybody to do this. You know, a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, and then, you know, like they want to, and they'll be like, no, it's fine, you don't have to pay me. But it's like, I will always feel bad for having people do things like this for free. It's not fair to anybody, regardless of how other people want to justify it. It is not something that is fair, and I avoid it as much as I possibly can. There are some people that just don't care and won't take no for an answer, and I'm good friends with them anyway, so it does help. But it's not something I do regularly. I don't regularly reach out to people to get them to do voice work because I just feel guilty about not being able to pay them a damn thing because, you know, it's just not realistic. Like, I've been doing cartoons for like 20 years, and only in the past, like, 6 months have I actually, like, earned a living at it. Like, everything else has largely been, you know, me living by the skin of my teeth. What happened to Space Whale? Space Whale is Space Whale. Space Whale was in the Sea Eater episode a little bit ago. And no, it wasn't canon, but again, canon stuff isn't really something that is, you know, I'm gonna be majoring. A majority of what I do is going to be non-canon because it's just easier to write and more people show up for it generally. Whoa! That looks like a fat starfish. Bobert-Rob, did you ever think about the possibility of your favorite game getting started by category home China suppliers post subject for what? I don't know. Hey Nate, how's it going, dude? What's up? Yeah, I could probably do a Bobcat Goldthwait voice. I honestly think at some point I'm going to use that as a voice archetype. I just haven't found a character to necessitate that just yet. But a lot of the voices I do tend to be based on, you know, celebrities I grew up watching. You know, you got your, you know, Rodney Dangerfields and your Gilbert Gottfrieds and your Don Knotts. You know, lots of different voice types that I like to do. You know, just on my own, just hanging out, just doing whatever. And, you know, I just go from there. It's fun. It's very fun. Underrated stream deserves like 1K views. You know, it would be nice. But, again, there's not a giant audience for this kind of stuff. Yeah, no matter what you guys think of it yourself, it doesn't really change the fact that, like, you know, it doesn't have as big of an audience as you would think because I regularly underperform. But I regularly keep doing it because these characters are easy to go back to, and you guys do show up now and then for it. Like, you know, every couple of months I'll have a cartoon do well. But beyond that, it won't be like some kind of crazy, every cartoon's a hit! Every cartoon earns me millions! Like, that's never going to be a thing. Hi, Fartoons! How's it going? Fartoons does voice work for me now and then. Kissy Fish and various other characters. I'm forgetting off the top of my head. He did Jesus Fish. And, oh, the scientist guy. Yeah, yeah. Various characters. He's my animator buddy. He does cartoons himself. They're fun. It is good times had by all. Especially if you like your jokes dirty! Oh, baby! Loves him some of that dirty joke stuff! Your short got more dislikes than likes for the first time. I've had that a couple times. I've had a couple videos get that. Not like recently, but you know, when I was trying to do shit. Well, I mean, if it's gonna have something like that, dude, of course they're not gonna be into it. This day and age, in this economy, that's just silly. You're a silly boy. Lucas has got to bounce. See you later, Lucas! But yeah, we're doodling this motherfucker. We's drawing it. Giant fucking fish. As one does. What happened to all the chaos in the cartoon? We all read dialogues, and you said your cartoons would involve witty banter. I mean, they generally do. I mean, unless you have a different definition of witty banter, I don't know. But yeah, Farttunes has been around for a minute. We've all been in this game for a long time. We're old men. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with any of it. You guys are all babes. And that's fine. Because from the mouth of babes comes the end of a sentence. Bloop started a cell. Huh? Bloop was a fish. Fish come first. Aw. Yeah. Whitney Houston? Whitney banter? Okay. So I feel like he needs more arms this way. What kind of arms does he need? Well, I'm glad you asked! Wait for whose answer? Oh. Important question. What came first? Bloob or the egg? I don't know. I guess it'd have to be the egg, because that's how he was born? Or was it a live birth? I don't know. Expect me to know these things, man? Ain't happening. Okay, and then this, and then that. Probably a little thinner. Thinner, chicken dinner. Did you make a video of how accurate his evolution was? Nah, I'm not really into that kind of thing right now. Because, I mean, accuracy is in the eye of the beholder. You know, like, you guys want me to fact check, be like, but actually, I don't know, like, that's his creative interpretation. That's how he feels a creature like that would realistically look. You know, evolution is all random. Like, that's all process of elimination. That's just, you know, oh, we're gonna have this, that, and the other happen. You know, but, like, it's all fucking chance. Like, nobody can say this is literally what would happen. This is, like, it's literally just, this is a possibility. This is how it could have gone down. This is how it could possibly be. You know, that's really all it is. You know, like, you expect me to get into a rap battle over fucking accuracy and shit. It's just, that's not quite how this works. I like to make jokes, but, like, you know, otherwise I just really don't care. You know, I'm just trying to make jokes. I'm trying to make the ha-has, the tee-hees, the woo, you know, that kind of shit. Whether I get there or not is anybody's guess, but I like to think, therefore I like to am. Okay, so this will be pointing, I guess. You don't get why the facts matter. Just watch the cartoon and be entertained. It's not a nature show. Yeah, I do tend to derive a lot of the humor that I do based on whether a thing makes sense or not. So, like, my audience being so fixated on that is very likely my fault. Because I fixate and focus so much on it. Oh, I guess he should be pointing. Yeah, that. Farttunes doesn't want to draw a rocking chair. Maybe you should draw a rolling chair then. You know? Little word joke for you there. Maybe, you know, make it into a fucking Rolling Rock, you know, alcohol, you know? Maybe that would be, maybe that's what you want. I don't know. All right, Suleiman, good night. What's my favorite sea creature? I'm not sure that I have one. I keep having to fucking do all these cartoons based on these creatures, and I don't know that I have a. I like goblin sharks. They're fun. You know, if gun to my head, I had to pick something. You know, I wouldn't be disappointed with the choice of goblin shark. He's a fun boy. But as far as like saying like he's my favorite, quote unquote, I mean, I don't know that I'd be able to say anything like that. Okay, so open out. God, what else does he say? I mean, that could be for like hand to his face, and he's pointing there. Oh, fin to his chest, I guess. I like to do that. At least, and the implication being his fin is to his chest. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Bobert-Rob, you need to stream a clipping alt with your public opinions. Are you saying like a second channel? Because I know that like anytime that like the Bobert-Rob character pops up on screen, people stop watching. Which is why I have him show up at the end of the videos. Because I'm not going to stop fucking doing it. Like, nobody's going to get me to fucking stop putting my stupid face in there when I want to bitch about something. But to sit there and be like, I gotta make an entire, like, second channel worth of content that involves me speaking my mind and... Like, I kind of tried that with the Robert Bob channel, and you know, I'm sure that, like, I could probably get it to work and have an audience, but, like, I spent so fucking long building up the audience for this channel, I don't expect my efforts on anything else to work very well. I'm only one person. And it takes everything I've got to do what it is that I do right now at the rate that I do it. Like, animation's fucking difficult as shit. And, you know, I don't have an audience that's ride or die. Really. I don't have an audience that's like, oh man, he put something out, I'm gonna watch it no matter what. Like, if I put out a cartoon that was just like a snuff film in animated form, I wouldn't expect anybody to fucking watch it. But if I make a fucking cartoon where, oh my god, his giant monsters is basically a carbon copy of something else with a couple of dad jokes mixed into it, then fucking, you know, children foam at the mouth because, oh, something somebody else made. And that's just me. That's just... I need a fucking ride or die audience. I don't have one. So, like, anytime a person's like, Rob, why don't you try doing this other thing? Literally, I've tried this in so many other ways. I've tried doing so many different things. Usually it blows up in my face and I never try it again. So that's kind of, I learned my lesson through my experimentation in my attempts. You know what I mean? Did I get rid of the worms in my sink? I did. I did. The answer was to do my fucking dishes. Right? You know. And combating laziness is just not great. You know. But, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta do what you gotta do. And, okay. Does that look like his fin? That looks like shit now. Hold on. Okay. Let's try it again. He's got a hands on his... It's not gonna be very different from... Sometimes you're scared to upset. Someone would be upset because you say something that they don't like. You're cooked. You know, I don't even care about, like, opinion-wise. I just care about, like, my efforts. Paying me back. You know, I'm capable of doing all kinds of things in animation. It's just the fact that I don't like spending a lot of time and effort on something just for it to fucking not do as well as it needs to. And, you know, I do this for a living. I poop for a living. You know, I do scat films. And it just is what it is. It's why I got friends like Fartoons who, you know, they understand me. They know my kinks. They know them well. Not just, you know, you just gotta be careful with the effort that you spend and expend. Because if you're not careful, you'll end up wasting a bunch of energy on one fucking thing. And then suddenly, you know, you're living in a cardboard box. And I got 2 dogs that rely on me, so yeah, it's not in my interest to fucking fail. It really isn't. And keep myself alive is kind of important too. I'm trying to do this at a different angle. It's not quite working. It's like, without having the thing on hand, it's really hard to fucking tell what angle I want to do this at. Which is why, like, it'd be better for it to, like, if this was a 3D model. But this is, like, the point of this literally is to be lazy. The entire fucking point is for it to not be that much effort. Which I'm clearly failing at. Because I'm still putting way more effort into it than I should be. Alright, Matt the friend, see you later! Peace out. Not to mention, I hate to do like a fucking 3D model for a character like this that I fucking only want to use once. That'd be so fucking dumb. It'd be so dumb. You know, it wouldn't be the first time I'd done it, but you know, I'm not one to repeat things like that. So yeah. Yeah. But yeah, this episode, I think this episode's gonna be fun. I mean, you know, I don't really produce episodes that I don't find fun. If it's not fun, then I just don't do it. So it's kind of a non-statement. But all the fuck is it this? It was okay. But you know, I like the way this one script turns out. You know, it's simpler, which is nice. And I feel like you guys will more see it coming. The bioaccurate bloop episode thing, you know, that one was left field, but only because I really liked the idea of, you know, Bloop having a baby with an ocelot, because the idea was like super fucking absurd. And that's how I like my ideas. Super fucking absurd. So yeah, it just is what it is, man. Expect anything else, you're gonna be disappointed. Because you ain't gonna get it. None! Gonna half-ass drawing that rocking chair. Good. Oh, shit. I thought I'd colored all these. I guess this one, not so much. Alright. Okay. That probably works. Or do I want a fist? Does he need a fist? I don't fucking remember. He probably needs like a crazed fin, because he does go into hysterics halfway through. So damn it. Okay, so if we do that, how much does it cost to animate? It depends on how much the animator values their time. I mean, I paid a certain amount of money for the software, but that doesn't cover all the costs, because obviously I'm doing this by hand, so that times the fucking time it takes for me to do these things, you know, it costs as much as it costs, man. Now, the thing is, most of the time, you have to consider most, like, professional animations and shit. It's like a team of people. So, I mean, you have to then pay all of those people all of this money. I do this solo. And I'm trying to get out a good quality product. So, you know, there is that. Now, if you're saying how much does the software cost, I pay $60 a month for a suite of software. Mostly because I'm just used to it. The software itself. And, you know. Like, it's fine. There's different kinds of software. There's free softwares out there. I ain't gonna be able to tell you which one it is, because I don't use them. But, they do exist. You know, hell, you could animate it in Blender. You could animate anything. You could, you know, you have to be willing to learn the software. Nothing is easy. You just have to be willing to learn the software. Now, if you're saying, like, how much does it cost to animate, as in, like, how much do I charge, I have to be willing to actually sell my services. You know, that kind of thing. You thought I would respond like a teacher, aka a nut. That's more of a dad joke than a teacher joke, I would say. But, you know, yeah. All the same, there are many ways to approach that. It depends on where the answer needs to come from is based on where the question comes from. Like, what is the question getting at? What information do they actually want to know? And, you know, that's kind of my way of getting to the core of that. If it's just like a troll joke, then fine. But I try to take things as legitimately as I can. You know, if there's actually an inquiry in there, I try to, you know, I try to satisfy that when I can, especially when I'm in the middle of doing things that are otherwise not all that interesting. Frankly, this is only interesting in the sense that, like, it will be a full cartoon someday in, like, the next week or two. And, you know, it's interesting in that respect. But it isn't interesting yet, and it's one of those things that, like, it'll only really be interesting after the fact. Excuse me. And by the time we're done with that... Excuse me! By the time we're done with the cartoon itself, I'm already moved on to the next one. I can't really spend much time, you know, basking in the glory of one cartoon I did, because, you know, the next one's gonna be on the horizon. The next one's gonna be right at the heels. You know, people are like, oh, you should take a break every now and then. It's like, fucking how do you expect that to happen? I have bills, motherfucker. I have things I have to fucking do. This isn't just, oh, Rob just likes to get together with his boys for the weekend and just, you know, fucking hammer out a cartoon. And, oh, no, Rob's really got to stop drinking. Oh, but it tastes so good. It's nothing like that. This is just me. This is just me trying to make shit happen. And I'm the only one I can relate. I'm the only one that I can rely on to make things happen. So I end up being the one that has to do it. Yeah. What's up, sheep? Drink a lot of water to talk it. No, dude, that's literally the opposite for me. Drinking any kind of liquid causes it to happen more. Like, just, you know, I haven't drank water in a while, but, like, if I took a sip right now, it would just cause it to be, like, 10 times worse. You know. That is legitimate. Yeah, we're almost done with this, honestly. It's just, I was kind of working on the game before the stream started. And now I'm like, fuck, I can't put this off anymore. I have to fucking get something done in this cartoon. And so here we are. Here we are doing this shit. And, you know, it's probably a good time for me to stop working on that game anyway, because I'm really, like, I'm kind of getting somewhere, but, like, it's very fucking slow, and I'm fucking wasting so much damn time on it. And it's just, you know, battle systems are just, they're just not good. They're just not good. They take fucking forever to figure out, and my brain is constantly being bombarded with my lack of, like, understanding, because I don't regularly design games, and so, like, I have to reacclimate myself to all this fucking mentality. And then by the time that I learn something and I'm making progress, oh, well, I wasted a week. I better stop wasting time. And then all that progress gets erased because I don't fucking have time to sit here and waste on game design, despite the fact that part of me is always desperately going to want to. Canadian Liverpool fan, what's up? Hiya. Hello. That's probably enough for that guy. So this is going to be up top. Oh yeah, I'm going to want this motherfucker to be behind him too. I could probably just copy paste this one. Probably. And just put it behind. Because again, I need to be lazy. And that's a good way of doing it. So if we did that, flip horizontal. If we move this one over fucking... God damn it! Because of course a fucking piece of shit. Or... we do this. It means that, like, I can't really do much with this one. And I might just take this part out of there. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's a good fucking question. A good fucking question I don't have an answer to. Where the fuck? Huh? Oh, there it is. Okay, I was looking for this fucking thing. So that I can change this stuff around. Okay. And that's his point, so that works fine. And then that. I'm probably not going to be able to get around it. I just have to fucking draw new hands. For this fucking thing. Bullshit! Fucking El Grand my ass! Marco! El Grand my ass! Fucking pissing me off. Can't even stop it. Ugh. One thing that annoys me about this guy is this stupid fucking, you know, Gargantuan Leviathan ripoff fucking, you know, rim job or whatever the fuck you call this that he's got. Oh wait, I forgot his fucking eye. God, Rob! Forgot his fucking eye. His eye in his armpit and his breathing apparatus in his armpit or whatever the fuck. Son of a bitch. And I deleted that. So now I gotta fucking guesstimate where the fuck it is. Awesome. Awesome. It's just what I wanted to see. Just what I wanted. One more fucking stupid ass detail to cock block me from feeling decent about what I was doing. Like, nope! Fuck off, Rob! Ain't happening, you suck! Get back to drawing shit. Make it happen, blah, blah, blah. All this fucking nonsense. It's a bunch of shit. I did say his name. I said Marco. And I didn't make a Marco Polo joke. I didn't. I am more sophisticated than that. I am full of such sophistication. Okay. Where the fuck was that window? There the fuck was that. Okay. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do a little thing I like to call, fuck this shit. I'm just fucking moving this eyeball so they can both do what the fuck they want to do. His eyeball's in his fucking armpit. It's like over here or something. More or less. Yeah, it's above, so I mean... Yeah, it's got this little poop shoot thing or whatever the fuck. It's like right fucking... He's like, oh my god. Something like that. I fucking think. Yep, BIOACCURATE. Fucking Maha shit. That's his name and he's sticking to it. You're making a VR game until December because a lot of people get their headset on Christmas and because it's going to take long. Yep. Anytime I try to produce games, it always takes way too fucking long because I'm not a game designer in practice. I have a passing interest in it, and I would love to be able to actually take the ideas that I come up with for video games and actually make them happen. But I'm not good enough with game design that like I can actually make shit happen. I'm only good enough so that I can make like a fucking working demo. And by the time I get to the point where like I can actually do anything with it, there's always like way too many fucking problems and I don't know how to actually like fix them. And then you know, it just sucks. And I just have to move on. You know, I'm sitting on at least, like, a fucking, you know, 20 some odd demos that I can't do anything with, just fucking because. Fucking, what do we call that? Breathing tube? Breath tube? Sure. Sure there's a fucking word for that. That'd make more sense. You're from the Philippines, but Filipino people love basketball. Ooh. Neat. Keith Lionheart the third? Uh-oh. We're going on about something. Yeah, okay. Bio. Boop. Uh-huh. Alright, well, no, that's not what I was wanting. Uh-huh. Okay. Let's see. I want it on here. This, next thing. Let's see. So basically, he's supposed to have, looks like little fucking slits in his armpits. It's like, not that color. It's like, you know, it's like little chiclets or fucking Pez dispensers or some shit. That kind of thing. It's like that. Now the question is, yeah, I was thinking. Head is above. Oh, this is above that, and that's torso. Right. Okay. Maybe. We got that going enough, y'all. Let's add that here. Yeah. And then it just moves around with the arm. Well, it's 10:30 there, so you have to go. All right, Canadian Liverpool fan, good night. Peace out. Exactly, beginners take forever to make games, and it makes perfect sense, especially Unity, in your opinion, because you worked on other game engines like Unity. I've got, like, at least, you know, a dozen Unity demos, but I always end up with a game crashing bug, and then I have to give up because it's just not worth the time. Like, I spent, like, a couple of years on a game demo once, and when I say I have 20 demos, it's not because I just rapid fired, you know, in the past year done it. Like, this is 20 years of me fucking around with it back and forth. Like, I've animated all of my life, or all of my professional life, you know, for the past 20 years. But, like, you know, I've always kind of ping-ponged back and forth with the thought of making games, because, like, I've always thought that it'd be fun to do that. And I've just never been able to actually stick the landing. Like, ever. It is fairly annoying. Fairly annoying. But, you know, that's life, man. That is life. Take it as it comes. Get it done. So, this is what we started off with. This is what we ended up with. No real difference. I'm gonna have to add shading and the stupid little dots. I'm kind of getting tired of this, and so I'm probably just gonna peace out on that one. I'm probably just gonna say that's good enough. You guys have seen it. It's been fine. You know, it's life. Life is what it is. There's my face. I've been drawing this whole time. I don't even fucking care. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for watching. There'll be a new cartoon some point in the future. Probably not Sunday, because you know, that only gives me 5 days to really fucking do anything with it. I doubt I'm gonna be able to work that fast on it. You know, it would be nice because I need money, but at the same time, I'm probably okay if it were to take longer. I just want to get back to the SCP-169 shit, because that one's been on the back burner for a minute, and you know, it's an idea that I was happy with at the time, and so I really would like to see it done sooner rather than later. That, and there's like 30 other projects I'm kind of starting to work on at the moment, and it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse from here, folks. What's it like living in the ocean? You should ask a fish. I wouldn't know. I have no idea. You know, my dogs don't know. My Buster doesn't know. My Blair doesn't know. Ours lives in a living room. It's easy to live in a living room. It's not easy to live in the ocean. But it's easy to ocean an ocean. So there's that. There's that. And there's my girl. There's my dog. There's my dog. Zach D. Films? I am not familiar. I don't think. There is a drawing of waves that vaguely resemble water. That's not an ocean, though. That's, you know, that's just little blue lines. That's like teal lines on a blue backdrop. Or thicker blue lines on a teal backdrop. However you want to look at it, it's just two colors in squiggly wiggly lines that are all wiggling and squiggling around, moving down to the sound of me running out of things to say. The one and only Iris says that you were going to say that the straw in Opabinia from the SCP-169 vid was actually some sort of arm to grab Prue and bring it to its mouth. That was backwards. Oh shit. It was actually a Prue. Oh yeah. But that's when, taking inspirations and then going more creative with it. That's when that comes into play. Not everything has to be super accurate or super factual or super whatever. Sometimes it's just fun to be, creative and just say, yeah, close enough. It's fine. Nobody died. If nobody died, then it's all good. I'm just going to keep stroking my dog's ear. I hope you guys are into that. I mean, Blair doesn't seem to care. She's just like, yeah, it's fine, Dad. It's fine. Stroke that ear. Whatever. All right, you guys. See you later. When is SpongeBob going to meet me? I don't know. Because I'm Sponge Bobbert. Not very spongy. I mean, I'm chubby, not spongy. It's not quite the same thing. These are my dogfish. They're little shark puppies. They like to bark. They like to... Oh, the live long day. Underwater. Sandra Kano. Sandra. Well, if I ever replace that couch, leave it for him. Hee. Okay, bye. I'm not sure what that means. Marco's watching Shrek 2. Sandra, I'm sorry. You missed it. I drew this thing on stream. It's fine. Tiberius does stuff. You for real did not know that I stream. I do sometimes. I do every now and then. It's not often. It is not often at all. But it does happen once in a while. I don't give people much notification. I will say I have a Discord. I let people on Discord know. But otherwise, you just have to watch my community wall. And, if people fucking show up to watch these things, then cool. And if not, then whatever. I had like maybe a couple of people watching at any given time. 8 people, maybe 10. Nobody ever, does things. Everybody keeps saying bye, and I just keep sitting and just rambling. My throat's hurting a little bit because I just won't shut up. My body, I keep telling my body that I'm going to stop, and then I just keep going, and then my voice is just like, please stop doing this! You're not meant to talk this much! And I'm like, have you heard me, body? Have you heard me? I never fucking shut up. It's like, yeah, but like, usually you just sit here on the computer, and you just type away, and you like kind of talk to yourself when you walk to the bathroom or something, but otherwise, it's really not this fucking much, like, 2 hours straight. You don't normally do this, Rob. It's like, shut up, body! Shut up! Alright? We're doing this. People are listening. I'm talking. It's a thing that happens. I speak to exist. When I stop speaking, I stop existing. Or something. A 3, a 2, a 1.